What is going on, Wastelanders? It is me, the Lone Vault Wanderer, with a Fallout 4 speculation video. Please let me preface this video by saying that this is purely speculation. It's not based on facts. There is no news article. I don't have a source. It's based on speculation and my opinion as to what this picture on screen right now might actually be. So if you want to find this picture for yourself, go to the Fallout4.com website, click on the Games tab, and then click Learn More About Fallout 4. If you don't want to do all of that, the link is provided in the description below. But essentially, it's the section of the Fallout 4 website that talks about Fallout 4 in particular. And right at the bottom, it's got an area called Tips from the Vault. And on the right, it has a section which is called Radiation and You. Now let me describe the text of this section first, and then we'll get into the picture. So the text says, "Beware the silent killer. While some harmful radiation should have dissipated years ago, lingering radiation will remain. In the wasteland, ceaseless radioactive bombardment will attack your body without warning until it's too late and you begin to suffer the debilitating effects of its poisoning. This will be a real threat to your survival. Use your Vault-Tec assigned Pip-Boy to monitor radiation levels at all times." And then again, it has the picture above the text. Also note as well that for the thumbnail, I just colored in this picture. So I'm going to show that one instead on screen because I think it looks a little bit cooler. So let's analyze this. What am I speculating about? Well, from the title of this video, I'm speculating that potentially in Fallout 4, we could turn into ghouls because of the levels of radiation that are affecting us in game. And I'm basing this somewhat off of the text, but predominantly off of this picture right here. What the picture is suggesting to me is that your regular character on the left, as he or she actually gets affected by radiation, the poisoning starts to set in, and not only does it affect your radiation levels like it does in Fallout 3 on New Vegas, but it actually affects your facial features, in that it will turn you into a ghoul. Now, whether that could be a permanent process or whether that's just a temporary thing, if we look at the lore of Fallout, it is in all instances, I think, that ghoulification is a permanent thing. You start to ghoulify very slowly until you're a permanent ghoul, and then you might turn feral as well. Now admittedly, this picture could simply be for show. It's just a cool little graphic and it means nothing more than that. And particularly if you read the text when it says, "Ceaseless radioactive bombardment will attack your body without warning until it's too late." Now, what does too late mean? You can read that as multiple ways. Judging off of past Fallout games, too late might mean that you just die. But too late here could also mean that it's too late and you're permanently turned into a ghoul for the rest of the game. Similar arguments could be made as to what debilitating effects of its poisoning actually mean. Does it mean that your health just gets affected? Does it mean that your skills are affected until you relieve yourself of the radiation poisoning? Or does it actually mean that your facial features get affected, therefore you scare people? You know, when you look at them, you look like a ghoul, so people might not actually talk to you or trust you. You might be rejected from certain locales. There are actually so many things that could potentially go behind both the text here and the picture. Now, obviously, the picture is quite nebulous, the text is quite nebulous. This is purely speculation on my behalf. But just from a fan point of view, how awesome would it be after you get severely affected with radiation poisoning that you actually turn into a ghoul or become ghoulified, and if you don't remedy that radiation poisoning, eventually you can actually turn into a ghoul permanently, and maybe that could be a feature that's specific to the hardcore mode. But that just sounds awesome to me. I know that in the past with radiation, it hasn't necessarily affected us in a negative way. You know, once you get to a certain level of radiation poisoning, you might have some skills impacted upon, but in reality, it didn't do much. Now with Fallout 4, I know that there is a different health system with radiation, in that when you get radiation poisoning, your health bar actually decreases as your radiation increases. So that's another way of increasing the actual debilitating effects of radiation poisoning. But I think this could be another incredible way to do that. If you actually don't keep a track of your radiation levels, not only will you slowly get ghoulified features, facial features that is, but eventually you might be turned into a ghoul permanently, and that can't be undone unless maybe by some miracle procedure that could be in the game. Who knows, but again, this is purely speculation on my behalf, guys and girls. I would love to get your thoughts as to what this might mean. Is this completely out of line, or do you agree that there could be some similar system to what I described in this video? Anyway, Swystanders, that's all from me. Please follow me on Twitch and Twitter. The links to those pages are in the description below. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself, and as always, keep fighting the good fight.